Hey guys, welcome back to Bakes Foods. Today I'm going to show you how to make a perfect oven roasted whole chicken. We're going to be using a natural, young, whole chicken in a cast iron pan. You can use a baking sheet or a sheet with a rack or even a roaster and you'll get the same results. So I'm going to show you a trick to make it perfectly tender and juicy, just like those rotisserie chicken you find at the supermarket. It's going to be good. So the first thing we're going to do is get our oven preheating to 325. I know it says 350, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to turn it down. And then we're going to remove the chicken from this bag, drain the liquid, and get it dried with some paper towels. So now that we've got our chicken out of the bag, we got it on some paper towels here. First thing we're going to need to do is actually remove, if there is anything, from the inner cavity. And this one does not have anything, but sometimes they'll have the neck and some of the giblets, they call them, which you can use for a gravy or whatever. But since this one doesn't have any of that in there, what we're going to do is we're just going to pat this, dry it all up nicely with this paper towel. Get every side here. And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Okay, so now that we have it dried up, I'm just going to go ahead and trim off some of this excess fat here. It's unnecessary around the chicken butt. I'm going to go ahead and season this chicken in our cast iron pan. So I'm just going to go ahead and transfer that super gracefully. Boom, boom. All right. Now for our seasoning mixture, I'm just going to take a bowl and I am going to add a couple tablespoons of salt. Should have had these open beforehand. I'm going to do a couple tablespoons of pepper. And I'm going to do a tablespoon of paprika. Perfect. Now we're just going to mix this up, and it's going to create a nice seasoning that we can use for chicken, pork, anything. This goes great for many things. So now we have our seasoning. I'm going to just take some, all I have is vegetable oil. I usually use avocado oil for this part, but this will work just fine. Pour a generous amount on there, and then I'm just going to rub it in all over the chicken, making sure to get it nice and thorough. Give that a flip. And the reason why I like doing it in the pan is because this oil will just go down into our pan and help lubricate during the cooking process. So, now that we got the chicken all lubed up for you, we're gonna go ahead and get it seasoned. So now we're just gonna generously coat this chicken. Keep going. Make sure you don't use all of this seasoning on the outside of the chicken because we need to save some for the inside. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of generously pour that in there. Make sure you kind of coat everything. Make sure to get under the legs. So I'm going to cut a couple feet of this string. Break anything in the process. So now that I have, this is about 2.5 feet. What I'm going to do is we're going to start with the legs here, and well, actually we'll start on this little tail piece. Make sure both lengths are even. Just go ahead and wrap that around. So before we get this tied off, I'm going to go ahead and show you a little secret to make your chicken super juicy every time. So we're just going to take an onion here, cut off one end, and then we're going to peel, make a little incision, and we'll just go ahead and peel that around. Perfect. I'm going to leave this bottom end on here so it holds the moisture in. So for this step to make this chicken super tender, we're gonna put a couple cups of water in a small saucepan, and I'm gonna add just a few tablespoons of chicken stock. So we're gonna take our onion here, and we're just gonna go ahead and put that in the water. We're gonna let that boil in there and let that onion soak up a lot of that chicken stock. And what that'll do is that will just absorb so much flavor that will release during the entire cooking process for the chicken. Alright, now that we've got our onion simmered for a few minutes, we're gonna go ahead and get that stuffed in the chicken. I'll just grab this, bring it over there. Alright, here is our onion. We're just gonna go ahead and lift this cavity. And to make sure you use an onion that's small enough to fit inside that cavity. So you can see mine fits in there perfectly. And then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of garlic in there too. Now that we have that in there, we're ready to finish our trussing process. So, what we're gonna do, because we want it just to be tight like this, so we're gonna take and wrap around a leg. All right, nice and tight. Wrap around twice. We'll do the same thing with the other side. Making it nice and tight. Okay, perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and tie that together. And then I'm gonna tuck it under the wings. Follow the vein here, or the vein, follow the crease. We're gonna go around the wing. And as you can see, I didn't do a great job of making my string even. We're gonna go ahead and give that a tie. Hopefully you guys can do a better job than I did. Once you got that tied, you cut off the excess string, keeping that chicken in there. And then with the wings, we're just gonna actually go ahead and, you can see this better if I flip it. So we got them here, we're just gonna go ahead and kind of fold them underneath the breast. Now, as you can see, our chicken is nice and tied together there. That'll hold that in and help keep that, help cook evenly so the wings and everything aren't spread out and cooking too fast. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a little bit of tin foil, loosely cover over the top, and we're gonna put it in our preheated oven at 325 for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. This is not an exact science. We're just gonna check it after about 2 hours. We're gonna probe here in the deepest part of the breast, and we're looking for a temperature of about 165. And we just, like I said, loosely put it over the top there. We're not worried about covering it too much. We're gonna let that vent a little bit. And we will, after about an hour of cooking, we'll go ahead and we'll take some of that broth that I had the onion boiling in, and we'll just kind of baste that over the chicken, make sure it's nice and moist. And we'll do that a few times, and this thing will be good to go. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh, yes. Woo-wee. It's very heavy, very hot. Okay. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. Now we are ready to dig into this guy. So first thing we're gonna do is cut our butcher's string here. We're just gonna make a few cuts. Look at that, that leg will just come right out. That's how you know it's done. Oh my goodness. Look at that, oh yeah, and it's very hot. That broth down there. So what we're gonna do with that, we're just gonna add the rest of that broth. We're gonna pull the chicken out here, and add the rest of the broth from our pan. Heat that up with this chicken juice. Add a little bit of flour, kind of thicken it up, and make a nice gravy you can put over potatoes or on the chicken itself. Delicious. Pull this other leg off here. If you do it right, you can pull that whole thigh up too. And the beautiful dark meat. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm just gonna let that sit in the juice for now. That looks amazing. And then the wings, they should twist right off too. It's very hot. Yeah, the wing. I mean, this is like store-bought rotisserie chicken tender here. I mean, look at that. Oh, the juices on that. It's amazing. Very hot though, so I'm gonna put that over there. I got all the, this is all the dark meat here. I'm just gonna wrap that tinfoil up. We're gonna bring that to a boil, and I'm just gonna whisk in some flour. That'll thicken that up, and we'll have a nice little gravy. Now, if we look at the inside here, you can see our onion. Oh, all the juice is in there. Oh my goodness. So I can try it. The breast is the telltale part. If your breast is dry, then you cooked it too long. The thighs, they're always dry. So this is gonna be the part we try. Okay guys, I am so excited. Here is our chicken. I just did a piece of breast, a wing, and a leg there, a little bit of thigh meat. Gotta have it with some green beans and a piece of the onion. So what I'm gonna do, first I'm just gonna try, this this leg. Look at that skin, oh my gosh. Just fall apart. Now the breast meat. This is the moment of truth. Is this breast meat tender? It's very tender. I'm telling you guys, this is the way to cook rotisserie chicken, roasted. That onion in there, it keeps it so moist, so flavorful. A little bit of chicken stock. It's the way to go. To finish our meal here, so this is the gravy. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and just drizzle that over the chicken. Oh my gosh. Over everything. Onion, green beans. This is so flavorful, so good. You gotta try this if you have never used the drippings to make gravy. That is our rotisserie chicken. Or I keep calling it rotisserie chicken. That is our roast chicken rotisserie. As good as rotisserie, maybe even better, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, I can't wait anymore. I gotta eat this. I am so excited. I love roast chicken, rotisserie chicken. I'm gonna dig in. Good luck. Till the next one. Bakes out. Bendy spoon, you know.
Mind blown.